Choosing the wrong product to sell on Amazon, UAE and KSA is a big mistake that can cost you a lot of wasted money, wasted time and wasted effort. We've supported thousands of sellers since 2019 launch products in the region, and here are 3 mistakes that you should avoid. Let's get started. Hello and welcome back to the channel. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, now is your time, now is the chance. Click subscribe, make sure that you like this video and leave a comment in the comment section below if you want to win a consultation call with me where we talk about everything related to Amazon and your business, or maybe your future business on Amazon in the Middle East. By the way, if this is your first time watching a video on this channel, hi, my name is Crystal and I'm the founder of Amazon Sellers Society and Sellers Society. We are a certified Amazon service provider, and since 2019, we've been supporting sellers on Amazon in the UAE, Egypt, Turkey, and Saudi Arabia. Now, here are 3 key mistakes that you should be avoiding right now. Number 1, copy and pasting what works in the US or the UK into a completely different market. Of course, customers are now global, and customers living in the UAE and Saudi Arabia are also maybe from the US or from the UK. However, different markets have different demand patterns. So buyer preferences, buying habits, purchasing habits, seasonalities, holidays, everything is different between the US and UK, between the US, UK, and the Middle Eastern markets. So make sure that you are aware of that. Products that succeed very well in European or US markets do not necessarily translate to the markets here. Cultural and lifestyle nuances. There is, for example, a very short winter, very mild here in the Middle East, whereas in some European countries and some US states, winter is extremely cold. Lifestyle is different. People tend to not be DIYers. They don't do things on their own. They don't paint their houses here in the region, whereas this is very prevalent and common in Europe as well as in some places in the US. So it's very important to understand, again, that successful products in Western market may not align with the cultural norms and even sensibilities of people from the Middle East or living in the Middle East. So be careful. That's why utilizing tools is very important for you to analyze the data, the demand, and the sales on platforms like Amazon UAE and Saudi Arabia if you want to sell products that are successful in the US. Number 2, ignoring local regulations. And we see this all the time. So many sellers come to us that have purchased products, purchased inventory, and they are unable to sell these products on Amazon in the UAE as an example. It's very, very important that you understand the local regulations for each market, because even if the UAE, Saudi Arabia, and Egypt, as an example, are under the Middle East market, but they are completely separate markets. So it's very important to understand the regulations. As an example, if you're selling supplements, by the way, we have a full video about product registration if you do want to sell supplements. I'll leave it somewhere on the screen here and linked in the description box of this video. If you're selling supplements, you do need Muntaji approval first. So certain products like supplements, cosmetics, even sometimes electronic, need to be registered with regulatory bodies like Muntaji or ESMA before they can be even sold in the Middle East, like even imported into the Middle East. You do need these regulations, let alone selling them on platforms like Amazon that have very strict safety requirements and regulations. And you need to make sure that you understand those regulations so you avoid costly mistakes. Because if you ignore local regulations, that may result in fines or even the products being seized, meaning you're not going to be able, for example, you ship them and you can't get them through customs. So what are you going to do with the products? And your selling privileges might get suspended. A recent change by Amazon UAE was that for all supplement sellers, instead of utilizing a free zone business license, now Amazon is requiring a mainland business license. So if you weren't sellers that weren't aware of this, had to have their accounts suspended or even were not able to sell their products anymore. So it's very important that you understand those details so that you can make the most of it. Mistake number 3 is unrelated to rules and regulations. Here, let's talk about straightforward data and information, and that's skipping margin calculations. First of all, in order to calculate your margins, at least your gross margin, you need to understand all of the main costs. And shipping, as an example, shipping all the way to Amazon UAE warehouses or Amazon KSA warehouses is an additional fee that you need to factor in. I see a lot of sellers think about the product cost in terms of how much it costs if it's sitting somewhere in the supplier's warehouse in China, and not factor in the fact that it needs to be shipped. You need to factor in not only shipping to the UAE, but shipping last mile to Amazon warehouses in the UAE if that's where you want to sell, or Amazon warehouses in Saudi Arabia if that's what you want to sell. So you need to be very much aware of those fees, and you need to factor them in. I'll show you an easy way to calculate this in a minute. Also, Amazon's local fees. So you need to be aware of what it costs you to sell on Amazon. Again, I see a lot of sellers not being aware of what a referral fee means. What does it mean? What is an FBA fee? How much will the potential cost be if they wanted to sell? Now, of course, working with a certified service provider like the Amazon Sellers Society can help you avoid mistakes. But specifically for mistake number 1 and mistake number 3, if you want more information, then you should be utilizing tools like I said. And one tool that we always promote on the channel, because we use it on a daily basis, our team uses it for data research and for a lot of other things, is Helium 10. Helium 10 is arguably one of the best and most used tools by Amazon sellers worldwide. And yes, Helium 10 does operate on Amazon in the UAE, as well as recently on Amazon in Saudi Arabia. Now, if you want to utilize Helium 10, I have a discount code in the description box of this video that can give you up to 20% discount, a value of $120 discount for the first 6 months membership at Helium 10 or with Helium 10. Now, let me show you how we're going to be utilizing Helium 10 to figure out the costs of products. So for this example, you need to be on Amazon, and you need to have, or on an Amazon page for this example to work, and you need to have downloaded the Chrome extension from Helium 10. As you can see, it's in my Chrome extension bookmarks right here. I'm on an Amazon page, I'll open the Helium 10 extension, and then I'm gonna click on a profitability calculator. It makes things so easy for me. So here it's giving me 2 things that are very essential, and then you can add whatever you want. So I want to find a product that is very similar in both category as well as, most importantly, size to the product that I intend to sell. So let's say these are the correct sizes for me. This is the weight, this is exactly the same thing. Now this seller is currently selling the product at 42 dirhams. I don't want to do that. I want to sell the product at 60 dirhams as an example. Here, Helium 10 is giving me a suggested manufacturing cost and a freight cost. Of course, these are just suggestion. So I'm going to just remove this. And let's say I talk to my supplier, and the supplier is giving me the unit inclusive of shipping over to Amazon in the UAE. All in all, the product itself is going to cost me 9 dirhams. So I'm going to add it right here. Now I can see what the FBA fee is, and the FBA fee is 9.50 fils, 9 dirhams and 50 fils. The FBA fee is based on the dimensions of the product, so you need to ensure that they are correct. And now I've got an estimated referral fee. I'm going to make sure that I have it in the right category. I'm actually want to put it under category home. So now, based on the selling price, my referral fee is $6.60. Now, I did add the cost, and the cost is inclusive of shipping. Where is it? Here, the manufacturing cost of the product, and it is inclusive of shipping. So everything here is correct. So now I can see if I sell it at 60, if I sell the product at 60 dirhams, and I subtract the Amazon fees, which are the FBA fee and the referral fee, and I subtract the cost of goods, the manufacturing cost, then my gross margin is around 56% or 34 dirhams. That's it. It's very simple, and I'm sure you should be doing this if you are currently selling or if you intend to sell any product on Amazon. Make sure that you reach out to us. You'll find all of the information in the description box of this video if you need help and support with your Amazon business, whether you're launching or you want to get started, or you are already selling on Amazon, we're the team here to support and help you. I'll see you in another video with more information.